There's a quiet misunderstanding about healing, that once you grow, the shadows disappear. But what if balance isn't about removing darkness? What if it's about learning how to stand without being pulled by either side? If you've ever felt torn between who you were and who you're becoming, listen to my story. For a long time, I thought growth meant choosing the light, staying positive, staying hopeful, staying above whatever hurt me. Darkness, I believed, was something to outgrow, but life doesn't work that way. The more I tried to avoid my shadow, the more power it seemed to have. Old fears would surface unexpectedly. Anger would flare when I least expected it. Sadness would arrive without warning. At first, I saw this as failure, a sign that I wasn't healed enough, that I hadn't integrated properly. But balance isn't purity, it's relationship. Light without shadow becomes denial. Shadow without light becomes despair. I began to understand that my darker emotions weren't enemies. They were signals. Fear pointed to attachment. Anger pointed to violated boundaries. Sadness pointed to something meaningful that had been lost. Ignoring those signals didn't make me enlightened. It made me disconnected. Balance required something harder than choosing sides. It required presence. I had to learn how to sit with discomfort without letting it take the wheel. To feel anger without acting from it. To feel fear without letting it decide for me. To feel sadness without turning it into identity. That's the balancing act. Not suppression, not indulgence. Awareness. When I stayed present, light and shadow stopped fighting inside me. They began informing each other. Compassion softened anger. Boundaries sharpened kindness. Grief deepened gratitude. I realized that wholeness isn't clean, it's honest. A balanced life still includes doubt, still includes frustration, still includes moments of heaviness. But those moments no longer define the direction. They pass through instead of taking over. If you're listening to this and feeling disappointed that shadows still show up, you're not regressing. You're human. Balance doesn't mean you never fall. It means you know how to stand again without rejecting any part of yourself. The spiritual balancing act isn't about becoming lighter. It's about becoming steadier, and steadiness is what allows you to keep walking through both light and dark without losing your way. Imagine a blacksmith shaping metal. If the metal is cold, one wrong strike shatters it. So the blacksmith heats it first, not to melt it, just enough to make it pliable. The metal bends, it stretches, it glows. Strike after strike, it changes shape without breaking. That's what learning how not to break feels like. You don't become unfeeling. You don't become rigid. You learn when to soften. You learn that flexibility isn't weakness. It's what keeps you intact under pressure. Breaking happens when you're forced to stay hard in moments that require movement. Not breaking is learning when to bend so you can keep your form.